Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire.
Guilty Gear Xrd side. This game is the sole reason why I gave up doing my retrospective with the best games of 2014.
And why is that?
Because it would be something like this. Best soundtrack, Guilty Gear Xrd. Best graphics, Guilty Gear Xrd. Best visual novel, Guilty Gear Xrd. Best fighting game, Guilty Gear Xrd.
Was that all of it?
Well, there is also Best RPG, Legend of Heroes, Aonokuseki Evolution.
Oh, okay then.
And finally, the best game of 2014, Guilty Gear Xrd.
Okay, I got it. You like Guilty Gear Xrd. And so do I, it rocks!
One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me before it vanishes like a wave. Get up to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, right the beats, that's what this makes us start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big fast Sonic, that's my heart beating you.
Guilty Gear Xrd.
Guilty Gear is the brainchild of Ishiwatari Daisuke. The first game was released back in the PS1 era, and it was fantastic for the time.
Like most people know, Daisuke made a good part of the game by himself. Designs, illustrations, story, some graphics, soundtrack, he even voiced the protagonist, Saul Bad Guy. But it wasn't because he wanted to.
Back then, Arc System Works was a very poor and small company, so they couldn't afford a lot of things. Daisuke even said he only voiced Saul because they had just run out of money.
Even though Saul is now voiced by Nakata Joji, Daisuke is still the general director of the series, and together with Team Red, they let everyone with their jaws on the floor with 3D models that look just like 2D sprites. The game runs on the Unreal Engine 3 and it looks fantastic.
It comes to show you can do many different things with such a good engine, and not just Gears of War lookalikes. This graphics looks just like Japanese animations. There is even all those different camera angles during overdrive attacks.
I know what most people are thinking. This is a ripoff of the camera during ultra moves of Street Fighter 4. But it's not quite like that. The people responsible for Street Fighter 4 have already said many times during interviews that they used Battle Fantasia as an inspiration for the graphics, physics and camera angles. And guess what? Battle Fantasia is also a fighting game by Arc System Works, and this is how the super special moves look like in that game.
That's right, but it's not just during battles. There is a whole presentation during arcade mode and story mode that is just like watching an anime. That's why Guilty Gear Xrd also wins the best visual novel I've seen this year. Not only it's the first visual novel I've seen with good action scenes, but it also has a really good plot. The Guilty Gear universe always had a really interesting lore with interesting elements, but this is the first time the plot of Guilty Gear made sense for me.
But this is a fighting game, which means the fight is what matters. And this is why Guilty Gear is the best fighting game of this year for us. Everything fans loved about this game is back, and even more complete and balanced than before.
You get to use all those Roman cancels and bursts again, but now there are multiple versions of each of those mechanics, all of which are very useful.
And I hated Destroyers, the deadly instant kills of death. Some of them were too overpowered in the old games, but now they got more balanced.
The controls are really precise, reacting instantly to your inputs. It's rare to notice any delay even during online matches. Speaking of, online matches are pretty good in Japanese rooms, but the connections were unstable for Western players for some time. Thankfully, this has been recently patched.
Hey, why did I get those options in the chat room?
Well, it can't be helped. Toshimitsu Mori from the BlazBlue series is not exactly big buddies with Daisuke. They are more like rivals. But everything works between them in the end, which is why Daisuke made the soundtrack for BlazBlue.
I love the music from BlazBlue, but Guilty Gear Xrd's soundtrack, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I know everyone keeps saying this sounds just like Nickelback, but I couldn't care less. It's still an awesome soundtrack, and I can't even remember how Nickelback sounds like because I'm missing too much storyteller.
So, is there any flaws in the game?
Well, yes, there are some problems. Guilty Gear Xrd is almost perfect, but not quite there. Unfortunately, there is no sound test, so you can't listen to all those awesome soundtracks whenever you want. There is not enough battle stages for every fight in the game, which is why some of them need to share the same battle stages. The new characters for the console version have no cutscenes during the arcade mode playthrough. And finally, some of the English voiceovers are godly awful. They suck really bad.
Welcome. Well done.
But overall, this is still a great game, and we want more people playing it right now!
Yes! It is so good, we are playing it all the time! Which is why we will suddenly end this video.
That's right!